Hey, what's up, everybody? Brooke here. I hope you're all having an awesome day. So it is Saturday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I am running errands for myself, but actually self-care errands. So I'm doing like a car vlog / regular vlog. I did just leave a dermatology office. It's the first time I've ever been there. I had that to do today, and then now I have like an hour to kill. Probably gonna run to the store, and then I'm going to get a facial and a hot stone massage. So I wanted to just pop on video and kind of just do an impromptu vlog style video. I will say, so I've never been to a dermatologist, and the reason why I went to one was because I've been it's been recommended to me over the years. I have fair skin. I get a lot of like skin moles and like freckles and things like that. And especially as I get older, I'm noticing like more spots. So I'm like, all right, let me check it out. But I hate I love that like the medical field is so advanced now. I really do. I love how far the medical field has come because it's a blessing, truly. Like if you were living in the 1900s and you had a real issue, like you're in trouble, you know what I'm saying? So I am grateful for that, but I really hate the business side of like the medical field, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm so particular on the doctors that I see and just the care that I receive for my children, myself, my family, and who I recommend, people to and whatnot. And I have to say, like, I have such a pet peeve with like offices that are kind of like factories. Like they're, they'll double book people. I went into this place, very nice place, very nice, very clean. The dermatologist seemed nice enough, but it's like you're booking people all at the same time, and you're like almost a half an hour late for my appointment. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like there's like, where's the etiquette? You know what I mean? I know you're trying to get as many people as you can, but I was like getting harassed before this appointment. Like, make sure you're on time, make sure you're on time. And you literally take a half an hour. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just like my little rant about that. And then even like asking questions, and I just feel like, there were no issues. So the doctor's like out the door, like, and I'm trying to like have a conversation. So it's kind of like, there's no etiquette and it's all about sales. I should have probably done my research more, but they did have great reviews. I just think people are so used to just the disregard, the disrespect, in my opinion, and the kind of like the coldness of the medical field. So if they find someone that's like nice, they're like, oh, I'll stick with them. But I don't know. I need that like relationship with a doctor, and you don't have to spend an hour with me, but definitely spend more than 5 minutes, So that's my little rant. I just don't like, so thank God nothing's wrong. Thank God nothing's wrong. I wanted to get these checked. Apparently that's normal. And, she was trying to sell me like some heavy medicated sunscreen. And I'm like, listen, I got a good thing going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not put lipstick on a pig. You know what I mean? Like I can only do so much for my skin. But it was kind of like that. And then like, oh, we could freeze these off. It might cause a scar. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to do anything like that. Just check to see what's going on, make sure everything's cool, you know what I mean? So I did a full body check and everything was good, but it was almost as if as soon as they realized there was nothing really wrong, it was kind of like, all right, well, let's move on to the next one that we double booked at the same time. So anyway, sorry, I had a rant about that. I hate that stuff, man. Because I feel like, even like when you're talking to someone, I'm like really like old school like that. You're talking to somebody, I think it's the rudest thing to like look at your phone. That's one thing I really think is so rude. Like, is like, I'm having a conversation with you and you're like on your phone, you're like on Tinder or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's just look people in the eyes, talk to them, even if you give them 2 minutes of straight talk, like that, there's like a human interaction, there's a human connection there. So, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are losing that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you come in, you're a half hour late, you throw a bunch of products at me. I'm not biting any of them because I'm not interested in taking like expensive medicated cream that may just make, expose me to chemicals I don't want to be exposed to and make any issues worse. So that was, I don't know, it's whatever. Wasn't a fan. Let's just put it that way. Beautiful establishment, nice enough, right? I'm sure she's fun to go out with, but when it comes to like professionalism or at least like, being a human, right? And like talking about issues, then yeah, very, very much money, time, overbook. And people deserve better, like people deserve better. I think that's the problem too. Like these big medical buildings, they get away with treating you like cattle because they can. People take it, especially when you're older, and I see that a lot. I see, what bothers me is I see a lot of older people getting disrespected. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I see the way that they're talked to. I see that, their time doesn't mean anything. And it's like, no, your time means everything. Your time is more important than money. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And I did make a comment because I can't bite my tongue sometimes. And I just leading up to this appointment was like, it was like, oh, make sure on time. If, this, that, and the third, sending me all these things. If you're gonna cancel, we need 72 hours notice. As soon as I booked the appointment over a month ago, they needed notice immediately if I was gonna cancel. And then it was just funny that you're what I'm saying? You're double booking people. I don't like that. I hated that. Same reason why I didn't want to see a regular, gynecologist or a regular labor and delivery, I guess, gyno, whatever. I don't even know who you'd go to for that. I have 3 kids. I saw a midwife. I needed that care. I needed that one-on-one. I needed that humanness. It was a big time in my life. And there's like these big practices for women that have babies. And they're like, they'll have like, you'll be seeing like 1 of 5 doctors. So you'll see all of them. You don't know which one you're going to get. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I need a relationship with people. I mean, I feel like your body's it's an intimate situation. You're giving birth. You have somebody doing a full body scan at a dermatology office. Like, I want to see one person. I don't know. Maybe my head's just in the clouds and I'm looking for something that people no longer give, which is like human interaction. If it's not making you coin, they don't want to deal with it. So I was just laughing, and I said, and then I said something. I was like, I was getting worried. I was about to call and I'm in like a gown, right? So I'm sitting there for like a solid 25 minutes before they even come in, and because I didn't change right away, I was like, let me get changed real quick, whatever. I was looking at my my Hobonichi journal, where is it? Oh, it's right there. It's my stand. And anyway, so I was looking at that, and then I get changed, and I'm waiting, and then when she comes in, I was like, I was getting worried. I was gonna have to send an SOS out. Like, I made like a smart ass remark, and she's like, we just get busy. I'm like, oh yeah, well, you don't double book people. Don't book 5 people at 9:20. All right, that's my rant. Sorry guys. This is just a vlog, like I said, so it's gonna be just me ranting. But I expect the respect. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you're from. You don't have to be going to like some bougie place. And even though this place was pretty nice, pretty bougie, surprised my insurance covered it. But, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. Like, I respect you. You're a human being. Like, you have your own time. You have your own life. It's just rude. But I'll always say something too. I'll never get past, like if people comment like, oh, well, these doctors' offices, they take time, whatever. No, listen, you can be within 5-10 minutes, I'll give you that. But a half an hour, almost 35 minutes, like, not appropriate in my opinion. But I guess that's how you make the most money. You double book people and whatever. So anyway, so that's that. Let me at least drink a smoothie before I keep rambling. But so anyway, so now I have an hour. I'm probably going to go to Whole Foods quick. I mean, even though I don't want to, because I feel like I'm just going to spend money. But I'm going to do that, and then I have to go to this sauna. So I want to try to film inside the sauna. I have my iPhone on me, and I can using it for directions, because I really like the light phone directions, but it's slow to like, it's just still working out like kinks. I don't know if I need an upgrade with my light phone for the directions, but sometimes it gets frozen, so I still use my iPhone for that. So I'm going to be, and my Garmin's in my other car. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be going to the sauna, the spa. I'm going to be doing a facial. I'm going to be doing a hot stone massage, which I really, really need. I have been working on gas pipe the last 2 weeks, which is something that I never really thought I'd get too much into because it's so heavy. But it's funny because my project manager and my foreman, it's like, they know exactly how much to give you if it, to see if you can do the job. And I was starting to cut pipe. I was starting to, carry pipe around, 1.5 inch, like gas pipe, 10 foot. And then it started with 20 foot. And it's funny because like, a lot of people will say, oh, I can't do this. But if you just push yourself just a little bit, not too much, but if you push yourself a little bit, it's incredible what small improvements can really add up to. Only 2 weeks ago, I felt like I was physically assaulted after working with gas pipe. And then the next day I was like so sore. The following day I was a little sore, but then I felt fine. And then now I'm putting gas pipe in, which is cool. I did that the last 2 days because another apprentice was out. So I'm not sure what's in store for me next week if I'm going back to that or something. But I'm trying to learn as much as I can in this plumbing world. And it's not easy. It's not easy. But one thing that I do know for sure, 100%, is that you need to have self-care. Like, you need to have self-care. It's not, oh, you're a chick, it's hard, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Guys don't need that. No, everyone needs it. Everyone needs it. And I hear it a lot too. Like I was telling this one guy I was working with, I was like, oh, I'm going to get a hot stone massage on Saturday. And he's like, oh, that's ridiculous. He's like, just take a cold shower or take a hot shower, whatever. And I'm like, no, man, I need a massage. Like that stuff's like no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, even if like you're a house cleaner, I remember when I was cleaning houses, and it's a lot, like the stretching, the bending, the reaching, like it's a lot. It's a lot. Even if you're in a desk job 8+ hours a day, like, you need to get that blood flowing. And I would love to get it every week, but it's too expensive for me. So I usually save up like every 6 weeks. And then I go to the sauna. I keep calling it a sauna. I go to the spa, and then, I bang out the massage and the facial, and I love it. So it's like my pampering time. And I really need that because it's a lot sometimes. It gets to be a lot, and it helps me just like mentally too. Like I can just kind of decompress, which I need very much. So it helps me also to like, especially when I'm getting a massage, I just kind of like get lost in my head, and I just try not to think and just really like not meditate, like not like, not that that's bad, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not like meditating. I'm just kind of like in like an REM awake state type of thing, just relaxing, having a real relaxation. So I think it's important. Especially being in the field, man. Being in the field's hard. Dealing with being a woman in the field is not easy. Being in the field is not easy. It doesn't matter if you're one of the guys or if you're, really feminine. It doesn't matter. Like it's difficult. You know what I mean? It's not easy. And I feel like it's also difficult for other men as well. Just dealing with the different personalities, the energies, everybody's got their own thing going on. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's something that I'm definitely like really set on because I'm really considering starting my own plumbing company for the union. So I'll see how that goes. But anyway, I rambled enough. Let me go ahead and drive. I'm going to see what I can do to kill this hour. Sorry, my battery died. So I did not go to Whole Foods. I went back home. I hung out with my dog, let him outside even though it's raining, and I had to literally force him outside. And I am just going to the spa place right now, Ocean Day Spa or Ocean Spa out in Moriches, Long Island. And I'm looking forward to it. So that's why like I'm very barefaced right now as well, because I figured with like a dermatologist office, like you don't want to have like foundation on. And when I'm getting a facial, I want to make sure that like, she's not spending a couple minutes just like washing the mineral makeup off, even though that comes off so easy. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the hot stone massage. And tonight, I'm supposed to be going out with a fellow tradeswoman. She's from the Insulators Union. I met her when I was in Vegas for the Women Build Nations convention back in September or October. Was it October? Yeah, it was October. So time is freaking flying, man. But we just clicked. We just clicked. And she was just someone that was like, oh my God, she's gonna be like one of my best friends forever. Like it was just funny. She's got 3 kids, she knows the grind. She's also an apprentice. It's unique, like being a tradeswoman, it's rare, but being a woman, a mother in the field, it's definitely like more rare. You know what I'm saying? At least that's my experience. A lot of women who join the union that I have met, a lot of them don't have kids, or they are young and it's before they're starting their families. So it's just a different, unique situation. And I have a girlfriend that is having her kids now as she goes through the apprenticeship program, which is its own challenge because when I had my own business, that's when I was having my children. And but like my situation's different because I go to trade school and I'm working full time with 3 kids that are in school, and I'm running around, and it's just a lot. So I like connecting with other people that are going through the same thing. So it's raining right now. I'm sorry if you guys hear like the raindrops in the back. I haven't done like a car vlog like this where it's raining. I don't really feel too comfortable driving in the rain, but figure I'll just keep my eyes on the road and take it from there. So yeah, just to circle back earlier about what I was talking about, respecting your time. I don't want to come off like high maintenance, like, oh, I'm here at 9:20, you better see me at 9:20, because I know sometimes appointments can run late, things like that, but I've been to places where it's 45 minutes. You're waiting an hour. And then if you're 10 minutes late, then they'll cancel your appointment. Oh, well, you were late. Even if you call, oh, we have somebody else. It's like, it's got to go both ways if that's the case. If I can be 40 minutes late, if you can be 40 minutes late, I can be 40 minutes late. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's a respect thing. It's not to be petty, but but it's to value your time. You only have so much time, especially when it's a weekend, you work during the week, or maybe you're just busy and you don't have a lot of free time, and it's like, you know, it's just crazy to me. Like it doesn't matter, again, who you are, whether you work, don't work, whether you're older, whether you're younger, you value your time, and people should respect that. And if you genuinely do run late, then you let the person know. Be like, you know, pop in and be like, hey, listen, I'm really sorry, I'm running like 15 minutes late, just letting you know, like, hang out, you know, drink some water, whatever, I apologize. That's it, that's all you need. That's all, just communication, that's fine, you know? But I don't want to come off like, you know, some type of way, like, oh, but you're not for nothing, like, I make the appointment, I build my day around the appointment. That's when you should be, you know, you should honor it. And it was in the morning, they opened at 9 o'clock, so I'm like, what's the delay, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's that. But I'm looking forward to this, and yeah, I just self-care, man. Self-care is so important. I really believe in taking care of yourself, and that's something that's like a mantra of mine only the last couple of years after dealing with like extreme postpartum anxiety and depression. I'm like, nah, you gotta take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family. You know, you can't plan for your future. Like, you can't do things like that, you know? It's just really, really important. So it's 11:40 right now. My appointment's at 11:45. So I'm going to park in here. I don't think I can take my camera. I do have my iPhone that I could bring in and like try to film, like just to show you like what's inside the actual office. But my iPhone's like half broken. So yeah, I don't know what I did with it. I have no idea. I've just been carrying my light phone around. So any of my friends that watch my videos that have been texting me, it takes me a little bit to get back to you guys, especially because sometimes like I'll keep it on silent, and you know, people will send me pictures. I'm like, don't send me pictures. It gets forwarded to my email, or any links. I can't look at links. It'll say the article and I can Google it when I get home. But yeah, so I'm like, feel like I'm behind on the world right now. But today is my day. I'm taking time. I'm really focused on creating like the body that I want, the health that I want, the emotional stability and the health, and just really like staying focused and attacking my goals pretty much, like, you know, really going headstrong. I'm seriously contemplating opening up my own union plumbing company. So there's that. Well, not like I have anything, like, not like I don't have, you know, nothing else going on, you know what I mean? But I figure you have one life, you might as well try it. There's a push in the building trades to have women run businesses. So minorities and women, you know, to open up their own businesses. So I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, New York City, I think it is, they require 30% of their union contractors to be minority or females, and there's only 3. So it's like a perfect time for me to really get into that. So, who knows, maybe I'll just document it, you know? Like, maybe I'll let you guys know the process, but right now it's kind of just like personal development. I post all different types of stuff on this channel, and just kind of trying to get my footing, you know what I mean? Like, just sharing what I'm about. There's so much going on. There's so many things that I'm interested in that I feel like I don't have enough time to do, you know, like, especially like with like volunteering at like animal shelters, and, you know, I'm big into that, you know, environmentalism and all this other stuff. I'm going to try not to edit my this video too much. I trip on my words a lot, but I am going to jump into my appointment right now, and I will check you back after this appointment. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to jump right now. Okay, so don't mind my hair. I just got out of my facial. I freaking love this spa. It is so nice. I had such a nice massage conversation with my masseuse, and then had an oxygen facial, which I highly, highly recommend. So, I don't know, I just feel like more vibrant. I feel like it really helps me like combat the environmental stressors of just day-to-day life, and also of my job. So I am driving home right now. Wait, I gotta do that again. Okay, wait, that's good? No, that's good. And that's good. Wait. Sorry, it's gotta be a right. 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. Just keep it. All right, remember to cut this out. OCD glitch. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, there's a barcode on the floor. All right. I have a latte that I'm not supposed to be drinking. That was on the floor. And the barcode was facing me. I have this like thing with barcodes. All right, so it is almost 3 o'clock actually. And I am going to head home. Oops. Kick it with my girls for a little bit, clean my house. And then I'm going out with a girlfriend tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the... I was going to say fix the TV. Okay, there you go. So I am going out with a fellow tradeswoman from the Insulators Union on Long Island. And we are going to this place called Tula's in Bayshore. We can go to dinner if you want, so we don't have to put it in reservation. No, it's cool. Okay, so we're going to this place called Tula's, I think, in Bayshore. I may or may not vlog that. I'll probably vlog that. That doesn't sound right. That's my minivan. All right, so we're going to this place called Tula's in Bayshore. So I haven't been there in like, I don't know, 13 years, maybe longer, probably 15 years. I wasn't like too crazy about it, but I was also at like a bachelorette dinner, and I wasn't really crazy about all the chicks I was hanging out with, so I'm excited to check it out again. But that's where I'm going now. I may film that because this is like a vlog, even though it's like not a good one. I'll probably just, you know, just film it and weird my friend out that I've been trying to hang out with forever. And yeah, take it from there. Should be fun. I have no idea how to get to Sunrise Highway from here. So yeah, I'm just driving home now. I really, really like getting facials. I try to get facials and massages every month, or every 6 weeks rather. It is expensive. It's a couple $100, so it's definitely something that's like a splurge, but I love it. I always feel good afterwards. I always feel like it refreshes my face. And because I'm not getting Botox or anything like that, I really like taking care of my skin. You know what I mean? So when I was, that's one thing I didn't even bring up. When I was at the dermatologist's office earlier, in like the very few moments that she actually spoke with me, she was talking about like, oh, you can get fillers for your smile lines and you don't have any wrinkles, but you know, it's good preventative measures. You're going to be 40 in a few years. And I'm like, no thanks. I'm telling you, these people threw everything and the kitchen sink at me. Again, like I actually made a video about Botox and some of the effects. And I like making videos like that. It's just very time consuming, and it's something that I have to really deep dive in, and I might do more videos like that because I enjoy the topic of like, you know, making things that are like documentaries or exposing like maybe bad chemicals or practices or whatever. And I don't have a problem with like Botox. I mean, but I kind of do. Like I say I don't because I'm trying to be, you know, open-minded, but I have a big problem with Botox actually. Let me rephrase that. I do have a problem with Botox. If it didn't hurt animals, then I'm kind of like, all right, whatever. If you know the risks, then, you know, that's your bag. But the fact that every time an animal, you know, every time you get a Botox, it affects an animal. You know what I'm saying? Like every batch has to be tested on an animal. And I just have a big problem with that. Huge problem with that. So definitely not a fan. But as far as like preventative measures, I really do believe that like the best thing that you can do is to drink a lot of water for your face. And I was looking for my water bottle. And also, you know, eat well. Eat well. Stay away from sugar, even though it's hard. Not fruit sugar, but stay away from like the cookie sugar. I think that's like really bad. And I think it's all about like just you know, being proactive and taking care of yourself. And that's kind of the theme for this vlog. You know, take care of yourself. You know, even though I wasn't crazy about the dermatologist, I'm glad I went. I'm glad I got a checkup and, you know, checked things out. I'm glad I went today, even though it's a huge chunk of my day. Like, it's already 3 o'clock now. And, but I'm glad I went. I have to do these things for myself. I do. I have to do these things for myself. It's really important. And yes, again, it is expensive. It's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. My dermatologist was paid through my insurance, so it wasn't anything too crazy, but when it comes to like, you know, self-care and doing things like that, you know, even going once every couple months, you know, do something for yourself. I think that's really important. I save a little bit of money every paycheck. I try to put, so I have this thing called like cash envelopes. Before it became big on YouTube, I was always following like the even before Dave Ramsey actually, because my sensei in my old martial art class would talk about, you know, having like doing like an envelope talk, doing the cash envelopes. And then I got into Dave Ramsey, who he's been talking about cash envelopes since the 90s. So I really started to put money on the side and try to be diligent. It's really hard. You really have to be someone that's making a consistent amount of money and, you know, budgeting well, not like dipping in and things like that. Like, oh, I'll put $500 on the side and then I'm going to use that for something else. Like, you want to make sure what you're budgeting for, you're sticking to, you know? So I really want to get back into doing like cash envelopes for real. But what I really do is like with this type of stuff, like I save money, I put it on the side, I put it in an envelope, and like my self-care envelope. And I'm motivated. I'm motivated to really like pay attention more to my finances. I feel like, you know, I don't make a lot of money as an apprentice. Every year I'll make more as I go through the program. My husband makes good money, but not, you know, there's times when he doesn't make any money, you know, because he's a contractor. So it might be months before he, before he gets paid. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really important to have a budget, especially if you get a consistent paycheck. And now being in the union, you know, I've been working every week and I'm grateful for that, especially in this economy. But I could get laid off next week. I could definitely get laid off next week. And then I won't have an idea of when I'll be back to work until the hall calls me again. So just having a budget, putting money on the side, I think is really important. But I do want to really get back into like cash envelopes because I think it's awesome. I think cash is king. I know everybody uses like their phones and, you know, everybody uses credit cards and all this other stuff, but nothing, you know, cash still speaks volumes, you know? So if you're going to buy something and you bring cash, you have a lot more room to negotiate as opposed to like, you know, bringing a check, which most people I don't even think do. I think it's just a matter of like, oh, I'll pay you, you know, through credit card, or do you expect to accept Visa or whatever, you know what I mean? So let me see where exactly I'm going, because I took the wrong way. Wait, we're on Montauk Highway. God, you would think I would know how to get to places. I've been living here for like 25 years. Let me go home. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so I guess I have to make a right. Okay. So, yeah, I think, like, budgeting for yourself, doing something for yourself. And it's not about, like, being selfish. It's not. It's about just taking care of yourself. Because I feel like we're always doing for others and we're not doing for ourselves. And I think that's a big thing, right? Like, it's a big deal, you know? You want to take care of yourself. Especially because at one point, like, let's say for families, all the mothers out there specifically, you know, you're doing for others, but then at one point, you know, like, you're going to have an empty nest. Your kids aren't going to be home anymore. They're going to be up, you know, grown and out of the house. It's like, and then what did you build for yourself? You know what I mean? So I'm in the mind frame that I'd rather, like, grind it out when I would say when they're young, but, like, my oldest is going to be 16 in August. So I feel like I've been grinding out her whole life. But, you know, I have something for when they graduate. Like, I have my own thing, right? Then I'm not starting school, which you can certainly do too. Some people choose to wait until their kids are completely done with school. And I get that, and I appreciate that, and I respect that. But for me, I was always like wanting more and more, and especially because my girls are going to private school. I'm like, I need to make money. I can't just be at home. I need to have a career. I need to do something that's bringing in money for my family. And also that's, you know, economy proof, right? Because everybody needs a plumber. Like, when I tell people I'm a plumber, they laugh. Like, they're like, oh, really? You're a plumber, you know? It's economy proof. Everybody needs a plumber. Listen, you can sleep on me all you want, but when you need a plumber, you're going to be calling me. You know what I mean? Or maybe you'll be calling someone that can actually plumb well. I'm still an apprentice. I tell people that too when they find out I'm a plumber, and they're like, oh, can I have your number? I'm like, you don't want me at your house. I'll cause a flood. I don't know. I need more practice. You know what I mean? I'm learning right now. But everything that I'm doing, I'm focusing on, and I'm doing my best to learn as much as I can, especially if I really do get into residential and commercial plumbing. Like, I need to know my stuff, you know what I mean? And you can hire brains for sure, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it the last couple weeks, and I think I'm up for the challenge. You know, when I had the diaper service, I learned a lot. And I'm grateful for the experience. As much of an S show as it was, I'm grateful for the experience. I learned things that I would have never learned in school. I would have never learned unless I was in those situations, which I was, you know? And I feel like a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, well, read this book. And I love reading. I'm a big fan of reading. But there's just some things that you have to go through in order to really, like, to get it. You know what I mean? Troubleshooting, problem solving, customer service, you know, human relation skills. Like, I've been through it all. I've been through so many different things with people, you know, in my business. And I learned so much. And I feel like I can take a very different perspective to the plumbing community, but I think it would be a very helpful perspective. And really, especially being a woman that's running a business that actually is a plumber, not like another woman I know that just inherited it from her husband and took the business over. You know, like an actual plumber that went through the schooling, that can pick up a wrench and has picked up a wrench. I think it would add a different dynamic, and it would help motivate other women to do the same. You know, because in this industry, like there's, you know, they say, oh, plumbers are a dime a dozen. Good plumbers are hard to come by. You know, you want somebody that's really skilled, that's a professional, that's not someone that's going to like rob you, and, you know, be ethical. One thing that I hate, and luckily, you know, being a union plumber, I will say, this is where like my union snobbiness is going to come in. I feel like a lot of the guys that I work with, they're good guys, you know, like if they do side jobs low key, you know, they're not like ripping people off. They're just making good money, you know, but they'll do right by their customers. Whereas I feel like a lot of like the plumbers that, there's definitely good private plumbers for sure, 100%, 1000%. And there's definitely some scummy union plumbers. But I've heard stories of people who will take advantage, you know, non-union specifically, who will take advantage of people, of their workers. You know, when you're a union contractor, there's very strict guidelines that you have to adhere to. You know, being whether it be safety with OSHA, insurances, benefit packages. You can't really screw around. And if you do, if you're from a good union hall, because not all unions are created the same, they're not all created equally. If you're from a good union hall, they're going to nip that in the bud. If a company tries to take advantage of its people, they're going to nip that in the bud. So I think it's important to, you know, to really like support union. I'm a big union advocate. I really am. I feel like everybody needs a union, and I feel like even if you're not in a union, you know, you need a company that's going to take care of your benefits, your health insurance, your pension, especially in these times. You know, it's crazy. I talk to women all the time. They're like, they'll ask me the most. We'll just have conversations. I talk to people. I just like talking to people, and when I tell them what I do for a career, they're like, oh, you know, they'll ask me questions like, do you have insurance? Yeah, I have insurance. Do you get a pension? Yeah, I have too. You know, do you have vacation pay? Do you have paid time off? No, but we have vacation pay. So there's just a lot out there. You got to look around, and also like even if you're not in like a construction union, you want to look into other unions. But as far as contractors go, the reason why I love the idea of becoming a contractor for a union is that you're still sticking by those principles. You know, you're taking care of your people. You're bidding on big jobs. So whereas, let's say you have a huge, like, $200,000 job, you're making less percentage-wise, but you're making more, like, volume-wise, right? So you're not making as much as, like, you know, percentage, like a small, like, residential plumber would be making, but you're making more in the long run. So, or per job, rather. So anyway, that's where my head's at. Also health. Health is so important. Mental health is so important. I saw a creator that was posting about postpartum, and I don't watch things like that because it was very difficult. It was a very difficult time in my life to go through it. So I really don't ever like put any energy into it, but it is something that I want to talk about more. I don't want to use the word triggering because I think that, you know, we all have our own situations and feelings about certain things, but it's very, I get emotional talking about it because it was a really difficult time in my life going through postpartum. Very difficult. Postpartum anxiety specifically which is a lot more rare than postpartum depression for what I'm told. So I'm seeing people talk about that, and I just can't, being on the other side of it, things do get better, but it's a constant struggle. You have to take care of yourself. You have to. And when I had postpartum, I was in a position where I was like not taking care of myself. I was, really, really struggling bad. Trying to, my business was just blowing up, and it was just, I just had too many customers, too many things I was taking on head on, running into, when I should have been delegating it to other people. I had a baby. I was breastfeeding, so I was already like, for those of you out there who breastfed, you already know the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know the hormonal shift that happens. And I remember sometimes I had a psychologist who I absolutely adore. She retired years ago. I haven't talked to her in years. She was an older woman. When I saw her, she was like 93. So if she crossed that bridge, God bless her, you know what I mean? And God bless her always. But she was a wonderful woman, truly. Like, that's what I mean by I'm biased. I have to see someone that's older, that's, truly like a pioneer in their field, like an old timer. I have to see people like that, because the way I feel like her wisdom alone and her experience and her patience is what got me through a very, very difficult time. And it was even more difficult for me because I have, obsessive compulsive disorder. I have panic disorder, so it was already like, those are the foundations that I was going off from. So I was even worse than most people that had my condition. But anyway, long story short, I feel like if you're going through something, really you got to put yourself first. And I remember thinking, I want my daughters to know how to handle things, to feel that they're strong enough to take anything on that they, that hits them. That's important to me. So you have a lot of police on 27 today. I don't know how people vlog with their camera. I feel like people are gonna take pictures of me. Like, oh, look at that chick in the minivan with the camera out. I guess that's why some people like hide in parking lots and film. Woo! But yeah, as far as like everything else goes, it's so important to take care of yourself, get enough sleep. And I'm telling myself that, oh, there's the Ghostbusters car. Damn it, I can't take a picture of it. Oh wait, hold on. Look at this. Wait, hold on. Let's see if you guys can see it. Look how badass this thing is. All right, so I literally just got home and I got a call and she wants to reschedule till Friday. So this is the problem, like when you're a working mom, like she's trying to wrangle her kids, trying to get babysitting, and it's difficult. It's difficult, especially when you're trying to have friends like in your 30s, your 40s, whatever, and you have kids at home. Like, it's hard, So third time's a charm. I bailed out the first time. She's bailing out this time. So we'll definitely get together next week. And maybe that works better. I'll get some feedback on this vlog, and then I'll do a separate one on Friday. Sorry, this thing's like a little messed up. That should be fun. That should be fun. And then I'll do one of me actually going out and like doing stuff and like meeting people and stuff. So that'll be cool. But anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys like kind of enjoyed like these style videos. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of winging it, I want to be more consistent. I'm just, I got like a real hectic life. So now I could just stay home. That's what it's looking like. I do need to go to the food store at some point, but I need a list. This is me trying to stay on a budget, because sometimes I'll just go to these stores and I'll just like, it's crazy. I'll spend so much money at a food store, and it's like, I don't have money like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'll just drop money and I'm like, oh, I didn't really need this. I had an extra one at home. And like, it's really important to be on top of your spending. Oh yeah, I keep doing that. My book is my stand for this camera in this van. So, I carry around a book. I try to take notes. I have another Hobonichi, like thin green book that I'm using for my budget book, and I haven't written it in weeks. So I really got to be on top of that. Like, I'm constantly checking myself. Like, the weekend's nice because it's kind of like a catch-all, and like you can kind of catch up from things from the week, but it's hard if you have other things going on. You're trying to fit in time with your kids, you're trying to do things for yourself. Like, it's a lot of juggling. And I think, like, on this channel, you know, I want to be real about it. You know, I want to be real about fighting to, you know, become healthier, lose weight, you know, be a woman in the field, be an apprentice, you know, trying to fix my health, trying to be a good mother, trying to be all these things that I set for myself, and trying to be realistic over everything about how much I can achieve in a week. So that's pretty much that. But I'm glad I went to the dermatologist. I'm glad I'm glad I took time to take care of myself. And, you know, the rest of this day, I'm just going to really focus on getting my house in order and getting on my blog game. I really want to make blogs. I want to do reviews. I want to write reviews. I want to help people with deciphering, you know, what kind of products are better for them. Like, I did the light phone one. I got to do one. I got to write one out for that. You know, and I'm just a mom. Like, I don't have... I'm just a working mom, you know, I don't have like a team. It's just me, you know, so it's like, I'll be super motivated one day and I'll pump some content out, and then it takes me a week, you know, but I am trying to get more on top of it. That's a big goal of mine, in 2023 is to really start, you know, getting the ball going and what I'm trying to do here on YouTube and, you know, just not really in social media in general, because I don't know, like even my Instagram, like if you guys have any like, I guess, recommendations or advice or tips. I feel like I'm too real with stuff that I share, but I also don't want to curb who I am. Like, I like sharing my story, you know, and where I came from and what my background is. I think a lot of people hide it, or they try to put filters on their life, and, you know, just who cares, right? Who cares? But it's a rainy day. It just stopped raining. I gotta really dig into the garden. I gotta do that. That's a big thing. I have tons of seeds that I got to get in the ground. For a long time, I was doing I was growing seeds and then putting them in the garden. But I was finding that some plants don't do well with transplanting or whatever it's called. When you sprout them in the house and then you bring them outside, sometimes I'd find that they'd actually be like more weak. Whereas when I throw them into the ground, it's kind of like the survival of the fittest, and I'll get like killer vegetables. Like, some things have to be planted inside, but a lot of times I'm finding that it's better to just do straight seed in the ground. So I have to wait. I think it's like, I try to follow the Farmer's Almanac, because sometimes those dates will change, but usually it's last frost. So I think this year I'll probably really start popping them in like the end of April, tail end of April, early, like for me, first week of May. And I love New York too, because great, it's overpopulated, it's expensive, whatever. You have Brookhaven National Lab, like you got all these crazy things going on. But I love the seasons. I love the seasons. I enjoy the spring. I enjoy the rain. I enjoy like the cycles. I like seeing that. And we have a killer spring and summer. It's great. You know, and the fall's gorgeous on Long Island specifically, gorgeous. So I really enjoy that. But I want to plant a lot of things this year. I plant every year, but I think this year I'm really going to try to do more like filming things that I do, because I'm always like, oh, I should have taken a picture of that, I should have done this, I should have done that. So I'm really going to try to stay on top of that. But I'm going to jump in the house. I have a couple things that I'm trying to film this weekend. Hopefully I get to it, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But we'll see what happens. But if you guys have any feedback, if you want to see different style videos from me, if you have any questions, whether being a tradeswoman, a vegan, someone struggling with Hashimoto's, obsessive compulsive disorder, anything, you like animals, you know, shoot me some info. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I love meeting people. I have friends from all different parts of different genres, right? Like, I'm friends with people who are hardcore hunters. I'm not at all into that, but I separate that from like the person, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely like banging with the hardcore animal rights side, but I don't really push that on other people, you know what I mean? Because I think that you get more bees with honey, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've had people that have turned vegetarian or vegan, and they would tell me like they're proud. They're like, oh, like look at this, I cut this out, I cut this out. I'm like, good for you. And they're like, thank you for never judging me, and blah 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 blah. And that's another video. I think a lot of vegans are doing it wrong, in my opinion. Doing it wrong when it comes to like animal activism, but that's beside the point. You can't beat people down. You can't do it. It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta lead by example. That's it. I'm a bad example because I'm an overweight vegan. and I'm a little crazy. So I'm a bad example, but there are vegans out there doing it really good. But anyway, with that said, I'm just rambling, but I'm going to jump in the house and get some stuff done, and I will check you guys back again on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm open to any insights, any ideas, any feedback, any criticisms. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that too. Any criticisms, you know, I can't tone my accent down. That seems to be the biggest criticism I get. I do say water, like maybe I should say water, but then I sound like I'm faking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I gotta really like, just stay true to my roots. And it's water anyway. Like, okay, maybe it's not water, it's water though. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, that's a debate for another time. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will check you back again on the next video. Take care, friends.